Some actors will do anything for a role even if it means risking their health. It's not just about learning lines or finding a character's motivation. Sometimes that transformation is more than skin deep. Today, we're looking at actors who push their bodies to the limit for cinema, not just a few weeks in the gym, but starvation, force-feeding, and transformations that left permanent marks. These are stories of dedication that border on self-destruction, a testament to what it truly means to suffer for your art. We'll explore the how and the why, and the very real consequences these choices had on their lives long after the camera stopped rolling. If you find this exploration of dedication compelling, subscribe and like this video to help us bring more untold stories to you. Let's begin. It begins with a choice, a pivotal decision that sets everything in motion. The actor stands at a crossroads, ready to commit to a path that will demand everything. A script, a character hollowed out by guilt, haunted by the shadows of his past. The words on the page paint a portrait of a man consumed by inner demons, a man on the brink. For The Machinist, a psychological thriller where reality and delusion blur, Christian Bale became a walking skeleton, pushing his body to its absolute limit, surviving on an apple, a meager offering to a body screaming for sustenance, and a can of tuna a day, a desperate attempt to stave off complete physical collapse. 63 pounds lost, a staggering transformation that shocked the world, bones protruding, a stark reminder of the extreme measures taken, every movement an effort, each step a testament to his unwavering commitment, a zen-like clarity from deprivation, a strange sense of focus emerging from the physical suffering. On set, people stared in awe and concern, witnessing a dedication that bordered on the unbelievable. But they didn't see the daily grind, the constant battle against his own body, dizziness, aching bones, isolation, the silent struggles that accompanied this extreme transformation. Then, the film wraps. Another call. Batman, a complete 180, a new challenge demanding the opposite extreme. From 120 pounds to 220 in 6 months, a race against time to build a superhero physique. The whiplash was brutal, a violent shift that tested the limits of his body's resilience. Gorging on pizza and ice cream, a desperate attempt to pack on the pounds. Hours in the gym, sculpting muscle and redefining his physical form. Doctors' warning of permanent damage, the potential consequences of such rapid and drastic changes. Gaining the weight back was, in many ways, a more perilous journey than the initial weight loss, more damaging than losing it, pushing his body beyond its natural capacity. The body, abused, keeps a record, a silent testament to the extremes it has endured. The transformation is celebrated, lauded as a feat of dedication and commitment. But behind the scenes, it's a quiet battle with your own limits, a personal struggle that few truly understand. Bale's journey from starvation to superhero, a dramatic illustration of the power of will and the price of ambition, wasn't a trick. It wasn't about smoke and mirrors or clever camera angles. It was about finding the truth of the character, embodying the role in its most extreme form. In his own flesh and blood, pushing the boundaries of what's physically and mentally possible. Sometimes, to build something new, to create a masterpiece, you first have to experience complete deconstruction, tearing down the old to make way for the new. The pain is part of the process, an inevitable consequence of pushing yourself beyond your limits. The body remembers, holding on to the trauma and the triumphs, the scars both visible and invisible. These roles became a defining narrative, a testament to his dedication and willingness to sacrifice. The man who starves, the actor who disappears into his roles, the man who becomes a beast, a symbol of physical power and unwavering resolve. It's not a gimmick, it's sacrifice. A profound commitment that demands everything. The cost? Sometimes it's permanent. The body bears the burden of these extreme transformations. Bale's story is a warning, a reminder of the potential dangers of pushing the body too far. The line between dedication and destruction is razor thin, a precarious balance that can easily be disrupted. For some, the art is worth it, the accolades and recognition justifying the physical and mental toll. For others, the scars never fade, a constant reminder of the sacrifices made in the pursuit of artistic excellence. That's the price of transformation, a heavy burden carried in the name of art. Tom Hanks, America's everyman, a figure known for his dedication and commitment to his roles. He's an actor who fully immerses himself in his characters, often going to great lengths to bring authenticity to the screen. Took on Cast Away, a film that would test his dedication in ways few could imagine. He didn't just act the part, he lived a version of his character's ordeal. pushing his body to its limits to portray the transformation of Chuck Noland. First, he gained 50 pounds, a significant change that reflected Noland's comfortable, pre-island life. This was to play the comfortable, well-fed Chuck Noland, a FedEx executive with a life of routine and readily available resources. Then, production stopped for a year, a planned hiatus that allowed Hanks to undergo a dramatic physical transformation. Hanks shed 55 pounds, a drastic weight loss achieved through rigorous dieting and exercise. He also let his hair and beard grow wild, mirroring the unkempt appearance of a man stranded and fighting for survival. He stripped away the vestiges of civilization, both physically and mentally, preparing himself for the isolation and hardship his character would face. The transformation was more than physical. It was a complete immersion into the role. It changed his eyes, reflecting the desperation and resilience of a survivor. His posture, now hunched and weary, told the story of physical exhaustion and emotional strain. His movements, once confident, became deliberate and cautious, reflecting a constant awareness of his surroundings. The diet was brutal, a carefully constructed regimen designed to mimic the scarcity of food on a deserted island. It was a constant battle against hunger, a daily reminder of the character's struggle for sustenance. This mirrored his character's desperation, forcing Hanks to confront the psychological challenges of starvation and isolation. But the commitment came with a price that would extend far beyond the film set. Hanks later developed type 2 diabetes, a condition that has significantly impacted his life. He attributes this to these extreme weight fluctuations, acknowledging the long-term consequences of such rapid and drastic changes to his body. He said he can no longer accept roles that demand such radical physical transformations, a decision driven by a need to protect his health. These changes, while contributing to a memorable performance, ultimately took a toll that he can no longer ignore. He is acknowledging the permanent impact on his health, a stark reminder of the sacrifices actors sometimes make for their art. The body doesn't forget, it remembers the stress, the strain, and the rapid shifts it was forced to endure. The metabolic damage, the stress, these are not fleeting effects, they can linger for years, impacting overall well-being. It all adds up, creating a cumulative effect that can manifest in unexpected and challenging ways. Hanks's transformation remains iconic, a testament to his dedication and the power of physical commitment in acting. It's iconic because it was so integral to the story, enhancing the realism and emotional impact of the film. We believe Chuck Noland survived, not just because of the plot, but because we see the physical embodiment of that survival in Hanks's performance. We see the evidence of his struggle, the toll of isolation, and the sheer will to live etched onto his very being. It's etched onto Hanks's own body, a living testament to the sacrifices made in the name of art. Sometimes the cost of authenticity is higher than we realize, demanding sacrifices that extend beyond the screen. And sometimes that cost is lifelong, a permanent reminder of the dedication and commitment required to bring a character to life. Charlize Theron, a name synonymous with Hollywood glamour, has consistently defied expectations throughout her illustrious career. She's not just a pretty face gracing red carpets. She's a chameleon, an actress willing to completely obliterate her own image. This was never more evident than when she transformed herself to play Aileen Wuornos in Monster. It was a role that demanded not just acting prowess, but a complete physical and mental commitment. To embody Wuornos, she gained 30 pounds. This wasn't achieved through healthy bulking with disciplined workouts and a balanced diet. Instead, she embraced a diet deliberately designed to mirror the character's lifestyle, a constant stream of donuts, greasy chips, and other processed foods. This unhealthy regimen was undertaken to reflect a life of trauma, neglect, and hardship, etched onto Wuornos's very being. The physical transformation, coupled with prosthetics and makeup, changed how people treated her on set and in public. The drastic change in appearance had a profound effect, making her feel invisible. Just like her character, a woman society had largely ignored and discarded. The physical misery, the discomfort, and the sheer unhealthiness of it all became a gateway. It opened a path into the character's emotional reality, allowing her to tap into Wuornos's pain, anger, and desperation with unparalleled authenticity. Years later, for Tully, she gained nearly 50 pounds again, a decision that would prove to be even more challenging than the first time. This time, the process was significantly more difficult, as her body aged and her metabolism slowed. Force-feeding herself to reach the desired weight, she battled depression, a dark cloud that hung over her during and after the production. It took over a year and a half to lose the weight, a grueling process that tested her physical and mental resilience. The glamour of transformation faded under the harsh light of reality. It was replaced by the harsh reality of physical strain, emotional exhaustion, and the long-term consequences of such drastic changes. Theron's work in Monster and Tully is fearless, a testament to her dedication and commitment to her craft. She is using her own body as a canvas, pushing its limits to bring authenticity to her roles. She does this to tell stories of overlooked women, giving voice to those who are often marginalized and forgotten by society. It's method acting written on the flesh, a visceral and uncompromising approach to character immersion. It showcases a willingness to endure physical and mental distress, pushing the boundaries of what an actor is willing to sacrifice for their art. All of this is done for a deeper truth, to connect with the audience on a profound and meaningful level. The toll is real, the consequences undeniable, and recovery is never guaranteed, leaving lasting effects on both body and mind. For Theron, the sacrifice is part of the art, an integral component of her process, but the scars linger, both visible and invisible. They remain long after the credits roll, a reminder of the dedication and the price paid for such transformative performances. Matthew McConaughey, once the picture of health, became skeletal for Dallas Buyers Club. He lost nearly 50 pounds, surviving on Diet Coke, egg whites, and chicken, isolating himself from the world. The process was a spiritual cleanse. His body shrank, but his mind and spirit expanded. He lost his vision temporarily, his body weakened, and every movement became a struggle. On set, he was unrecognizable, a gaunt, desperate man fighting for his life. The lack of energy forced him to rely on raw, emotional intensity. Regaining weight was slow and careful. The body's systems, fundamentally altered, couldn't simply snap back. The first real meal was both a joy and a challenge. McConaughey's Oscar-winning performance is a testament to total immersion. He didn't just play Ron Woodroof, he became him, risking his health to honor the story. The gamble paid off, but the risk was real. For some actors, the transformation is a one-way door. The body and the mind are never quite the same. Jared Leto's transformations are legendary and dangerous. For Chapter 27, he gained 67 pounds, force-feeding himself ice cream and oil, ending up with gout and in a wheelchair. Then, for Dallas Buyers Club, he swung to the opposite extreme, starving down to 114 pounds to play Rayon. The rapid changes wreaked havoc on his body. Cholesterol spiked, joints failed, and recovery took over a year. Leto described the process as painful and stupid, but for him it was about total immersion. Starvation changed everything, how he walked, sat, thought. On set, he was unrecognizable, a whisper of a person embodying fragility and grace. Doctors would never recommend such extremes, but Leto's dedication is undeniable. His Oscar win came at a steep price. The question remains, where is the line between commitment and self-destruction? Leto doesn't just visit a character's world, he drowns in it. The body is the vessel and the toll is permanent. For Leto, the art is worth the risk, at least for now. Not all transformations are about weight. Sometimes it's about pushing the body to its breaking point. For Black Swan, Natalie Portman trained up to 8 hours a day for a year, reshaping her body into that of a prima ballerina. The regimen was brutal: ballet, swimming, cross-training, and a diet of carrots and almonds. She lost 20 pounds, suffered constant injuries, and dislocated a rib. The pain wasn't a side effect, it was the training. Portman's exhaustion and obsession mirrored her character's unraveling. She lost herself in the role, living out the perfectionism and torment of a dancer. There were no days off, no escape from the discipline and pain. Portman's transformation is a powerful example of destruction through punishing physical strain. She earned an Oscar, but paid with a year of near constant pain and exhaustion. She didn't just learn to dance, she learned what it means to be consumed by the dance. Sometimes the performance is written in bruises and broken bones. Robert De Niro set the standard for transformative acting in Raging Bull. He trained with Jake LaMotta, becoming a real boxer. Months of sparring, running, and discipline. Then production stopped. De Niro gained 60 pounds in 4 months, force-feeding himself pasta and bread. The rapid weight gain was deeply unhealthy. Breathing problems, high blood pressure, rashes. Scorsese monitored his health constantly, fearing for his safety. When De Niro returned, he was unrecognizable. The athlete replaced by a heavy, wheezing man. The discomfort was immense but crucial for the performance. He needed to feel the weight of his character's failures in his own flesh. De Niro's work became the benchmark for physical transformation in acting. He risked his long-term health for the integrity of the story. The sacrifice was real, the danger unprecedented. Raging Bull remains a testament to an actor's willingness to destroy himself for his craft. Sometimes greatness comes at a terrible price. The curtain falls, but the story for the actor isn't over. The body remembers, the pain, the starvation, the gluttony. These transformations are more than temporary. They can alter an actor's health and psyche forever. Their dedication forces us to ask, is it imitation, or a deeper, more dangerous empathy? For these actors, the answer is clear. They chose to walk in their character's shoes no matter the cost. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and let us know which transformation shocked you most. Thank you for watching.